only confirmed schools will remain open tomorrow. All schools in the ACT will go pupil-free from Tuesday. Teachers there will conduct some classes online.
Kids are not getting sick at the moment, and so in terms of school closures...
The game was just incredible. One of the great midfield games. Can he do it though when it really counts? Petrarca, Viney and Brayshaw.
Yeah, I think so. And you've got Tim Kelly with contested ball, but if he gets time and space going inside forward 50, he will do this all day long. Darling and Kennedy will absolutely love it. Drips if he gets on the fly. You can't do what North Melbourne did there. You can't flow off Tim Kelly. You've got to go and close his space and make it more difficult for him to use the ball like this going inside forward 50. So he'll be great with Nat Nui in that combination. But if he gets forward of centre, he's very dangerous.
And the other thing about Tim Kelly is he can kick a great goal as well himself. So 4 big quarters ahead to enjoy, and so many stars, and there's none bigger than Nick Nananui and Max Gawn.
Support in which they are properly isolated.
Cruise ships too remain an issue for several state governments. New South Wales Health confirming today the number of people with COVID-19 who were on board the Ruby Princess has jumped from 4 to 18. Nationally, close to 120,000 tests for the virus have already been done. Less than 1% have come back positive.
We've seen very few people with severe illness. Only very few people requiring intensive care, and only 7 deaths. It's very unfortunate for those 7 people, but 7 out of 1,000 is very different to where we've seen other countries when they have got to that milestone.
A national
we're lucky here,
has
actually.
been brought forward to tonight to discuss.
Fucking not as bad as some of them joints.
SBS World News.
Okay, let's go live now to our chief political correspondent, Brett Mason, who joins us from Parliament House in Canberra. Brett, what's expected to be discussed in the meeting tonight?
Well, Ricardo, that National Cabinet meeting...
We'll hear about that tomorrow.
Jack's now has low-carb burgers with 30% less carbs.
30% less carbs? More protein.
Now we're getting burgers again.
That actually tastes really good.
Low-carb burgers, part of the new fresh choices at Hungry Jack's.
If the continuity, consistency and unity, let's take a look. An unprecedented crisis and unprecedented response. Scott Morrison and Anthony Albanese sitting down together behind closed doors, poring over plans to save Australian lives and jobs from the coronavirus crisis.
We're a strong nation. We're a strong people. In the months ahead, we're going to find out just how strong we are.
Unleashing a further $66 billion in stimulus measures.
We now expect the economic shock to be deeper, wider and longer.
Including the temporary 6-month doubling of welfare payments to $1,100 a fortnight.
We'll be supercharging our safety net.
And a further one-off payment of $750 to all welfare recipients in July. Welfare groups calling for an even larger rescue package targeting
you get $750, Chris.
There was ever a time for us to make
in the
sure
bank.
our social safety net was strong and safe. It's now.
Individuals and sole traders experiencing financial hardship will be able to access up to $20,000 of their superannuation, tax-free over the next 2 financial years, unleashing
up to $27 billion of superannuation back into the pockets of hard-working Australians.
There'll be support too for businesses and charities.
Eagles. Toss of the coin
Eagles
about to
should win
take
this.
place in the middle. And then these two sides will do battle for the last time in 10 weeks while the AFL season is suspended. Luke Shuey has replaced Shannon Hearn as the captain of the West Coast Eagles. Makes his way to the middle, and Max Gorn will lead the way for the D's.
It seems, Jono, each game has had one club that's been relatively slow to start. That's been the rule. There's been one exception, but you would think that Melbourne, who had this massive pre-season, would have just been desperate to get over there to make a stamp on this particular season with a good showing.
All right, let's get down to Matthew Pavlich. Afternoon to you, Pat.
Hello, afternoon to you. Beautiful down here at ground level. Couldn't be a better day. Pretty warm actually, 31 degrees right now as we speak. A little bit of breeze favouring the team that's going to kick to the right hand of screen. Melbourne winning the toss and kicking that way. So then with a little bit of a breeze in their favour. The coin that they tossed, or at least the umpire did, it was especially sterilised pre-game. You see there on screen. I think the only ground or only coin all round that's had that. So taking extreme measures at the moment health-wise, but should be an absolute rip. A perfect day down here at ground level.
Pat, what's the feeling like at ground level, and certainly from the players given the situation?
Well, I spoke to a couple pre-game. Tim Kelly talked about how a dull feeling it was. The fact that he's about to run out, well, when he signed in the off-season, he thought there'd be 60,000 here right now. So it's an incredible feeling. Adam Tomlinson, another one, talking about how strange it is hearing about the press conference. So everyone ready to get started, but weird circumstances.
So Matthew Pavlich, Jared Healy, Brett Johnson and Anthony Hudson with you. It has already been a very odd weekend, and it's just got a little stranger, but we've got 4 quarters ahead. We've got Melbourne and West Coast in action for the first time in season 2020, and after this, footy could change forever. So, let's get into it. Nick Nananui and Max Gorn, and it's Nick Nat that gets the first tap down. Shuey over the top, and there's Viney. Well, there's no lack of energy and effort and toughness around the ball to start things off. Tough to get a clean possession.
Yeah, I think Jack Viney, he won't be finding anything dull about this. He's at his nail chewing best. Wouldn't be surprised if he was beat up due today, Jono. He's got a point to prove. He's nasty at the moment, and he's going to take it out on the Eagles.
And Viney gets it deep. It's stumped out of there by Barris. Petrarca, who was dominant as we saw in the pre-season, out to Langdon, another new recruit for the D's. By getting past this man, whether it be centre-half back or on the last line, it's a difficult thing. So McGovern off to Shepherd, and the Eagles are going to make their way out of defence.
High kicking team, the Eagles. We've seen a hell of a lot of handball on both sides, but the Eagles will be true to their method. That's to mainly kick the ball.
Yes, Liam Ryan. I wonder what he's got in store for us this afternoon. Could we have an early contender, and one that will be contender for quite a while?
I hope so. We saw the still in the pump up before this game when he's got his knees up around Max Gorn's head, taking a huge screamer last year.
Really good body use there by Elliot Yeo. Pushed Oliver under the ball and got it away.
Gaff drives the Eagles forward. There was 2 around Kennedy. May, his primary opponent. Hibbert is another that had by his own standards a disappointing 2019. He's blasted that back into the Nananui direction, and he had that covered right from the start.
Well, there's a couple of long kicks without
Nick Nat.
Melbourne that have gone straight to the Eagles.
Specifically going to have numbers around the inside 50 ball from the West Coast Eagles like we'll see here.
Gorn got this lot, so he couldn't play his part. Darling couldn't hang on, Melksham. And now Viney has Melbourne back to the wing. McDonald and Hearn jewel it out. Nananui had to be quick with the hands. He was. But there's Kasai Pickett getting involved. And he can send the demons away. Viney looking to hit a target. It didn't quite make it. Here's Petrarca. Challenged by Duggan. Oh, he's come back through. Kasai Pickett. What a start to his AFL career it could have been.
How good was that? The run off half-back, the link-up support, and then the speed. You just see him in the screen. What a play.
Crossing they call it. We can't wait to see what he can produce this afternoon.
Pretty open affair at the moment. The Eagles transitioning the ball pretty well.
And here's Tim Kelly. This is what Eagles fans wanted to see in action. Smooth moving. He looked excellent. Just gave us a taste in the pre-season. Wasn't at his absolute best, but gave a hint of what could be to come. His delivery to Cripps.
Yeah, he doesn't miss when he gets inside 50 like that. He's got time and space around him. Tim Kelly, it's just too easy for him to hit targets up. And West Coast had plenty there on transition.
This man outstanding with his pressure, still averaged more than a goal and a half a game last year. Was one of the best shots at goal in the AFL last year. Doesn't transfer across to the first game of this. So, the Eagles and the Demons both on the board with a minor score.
And this is a great asset for Melbourne. May is such a beautiful kick. He can launch it, he can pinpoint the short.
Headed back to the wing. Tom McDonald forced to defend. Nananui just scrambled a handball. Duggan. Desperation was outstanding from Neil Bullen. Oliver follows up. Pickett, look at that for a damaging handball. And Langdon's able to stride forward with a bit of space to work in. Had a couple. He had a short option in McDonald. He wants longer. He had grander plans. Tomlinson in the wrestle. Denied there by Brander. And now we'll have a stop.
Well, I reckon an error from Langdon. You pointed out Tom McDonald. All they needed to do was stop, check the ball. McDonald can kick a goal from there. Long bombs into this Eagles forward line is exactly what they want.
Nananui used the height advantage over McDonald. Petrarca fighting. Couldn't get through the stoppage. Kelly. Just a slamming kick out of there. And Jack.
Great to have him back playing well. Really struggled last year with injury.
Just played the 7 games last year.
All-Australian halfback.
In the pocket. And too wide.
Well, like the West Coast Eagles are all going to float through the midfield just because of the nature of the day. And Jack Viney has said to them, well, that's not going to happen today. So they've had to lift their intensity around the ball in these early stages. But Jack Viney, as he always does, plays to win. And he's certainly setting the tone for the G's.
Yeah. Next through the ruckman, Barris just slamming it out of there. He's got a fair piece of it too. Back to the middle, hit it to round it up. Goes longer than Lockhart, hoping this man, Mitch Brown, at his 3rd club now, can play a pivotal role. Langdon puts it on the chest of Bailey Fritsch.
He's getting plenty of it as well. He's familiar with these conditions and this ground, obviously. Transferring from the Dockers. Bailey Fritsch, who they experimented with last year in the defensive end, has finished the year the attacking end, and I think that's where he will finish. Pretty good shot at goal too, Bailey. This is tough for everybody, but you wouldn't put it past him.
He's only missed 2 games in his 2 seasons with the D's, and one of them was here in that forgettable preliminary final when he was overlooked. He misses here to the left. He missed a pretty bad day for Melbourne fans and Melbourne players. It was all over in the blink of an eye. Kev, let's get down to you. What's it like at ground level from a vocal point of view? Is there the usual energy?
Well, obviously, not the crowd playing its part, but I tell you, some of the defenders behind the ball, setting up their teammates. It's incredible how loud they are. Jake Lever in particular was one of the Melbourne defenders in that kick-out. Loud setting up his teammates. It's very evident down here with no crowd how loud some of the defenders are at setting up their teammates in front of the ball.
He was on the advance, so with the touch, Ryan set up Sheedy, but he's coming back. It's a West Coast free.
Yeah, it is to Ryan. Once he tapped, he was taken out. It was like Lever thought he was going to take possession of that ball with the tackle. And just the smarts of Ryan tapping it onto his teammate in Sheedy wins the free kick.
Average 1.3 goals per game last year, Liam Ryan. And obviously he's one of those players that people love to come and watch. Sadly, can only watch him from home at the moment, but what's he got for us this afternoon? Liam Ryan to kick the first goal of the last game, and he has. Great strike from Liam Ryan. The Eagles on the board first.
And that's the real issue that Melbourne have got. They've really worked hard. They've got the ball inside their forward 50 on 5 occasions and haven't gone near to scoring a goal. Giving it back just about each and every time. But the Eagles go forward. They're much more structured in that forward line. They've got a really good system. They've got good ground ball players. They've got good structural tools. And that's why they're going to be tough to beat, because much more efficient inside the forward 50.